everyone and welcome to this showcase of Space Engineers. Now, what is Space Engineers? Well, if you look here, this is some footage just in the main menu here. It's a game, it's a voxel game, like Minecraft or StarMade, if you watched my review on that last week. But it's a little different from all the other voxel games out there. If you look here, I mean, realistic style graphics rather than your standard everything's blocky, which is personally how I've always wanted a voxel game. It has the same construction method as voxel games, like you build things block by block, but its environment, if you will, is a lot more realistic. The asteroids are like asteroids would be in real life, and this really appeals to me because I like the whole realistic graphics thing. Now, Space Engineers also likes to emphasize on destruction mechanics. If you're just looking at the things in the main menu here, you'll see all this beautiful destruction happening with all these different ships. And that is one thing this game does really nicely. The physics on this game are amazing. So we're going to jump in and start Creative World so I can show you what that is like. So if we just name it something like YOLO, recently you can play with friends or public. I'm not quite sure if this is all implemented yet. It's still alpha, this game. Note that yeah, it is alpha, but it is a very nice alpha game. So you can adjust things such as the amount of asteroids you have. I'm going to go with 7. Weapons, copy, paste, all this stuff. And there's several different starts you can go with. There are a number of ones you can select. I'm just going to select this one. Actually, this one, that looks cool. This one, the pre-made scenarios. Okay, so here we are in game. We've started that world up, and you'll see there are a few ships ready-made in this scenario start. This isn't the case for all scenarios, but a large amount of them are. So here's our astronaut. He turns out to be red this time. I'm not quite sure what decides the color. I'm sure you'll be able to change your astronaut's color at a later date. You have a jetpack, so that's kind of your... Well, if this were Minecraft created, your jetpack is sort of be your creative mode as such, even though you have that survival. But your jetpack just allows you to fly around, you know, go places without needing a ship. There's a number of ships, such as this one. There's a number of pre-made ships on some of the maps, not all of them. We get in them, we can fly around in these things. We can shoot things. If we just assign these to various places. It has weapons. Pretty nice weapons too. Missiles are a bit unbalanced. It's really at the moment there's no reason to use Gatling guns when you're doing missiles. I'll show you here. It's a Gatling gun. Now let's try that with a missile. You see what I mean? But alpha, it has bugs to be fixed, which is what you expect from any alpha game. So here's the base, and this is why I thought I'd choose this one. Just has a little bit of something in it, so we can just get out here, turn our jetpack on, and let's take a look inside this nice space station asteroid base thing. So as you can see, this game has some really nice graphics. It's not your traditional voxel game. It has, you know, proper asteroids that look nice, you know? They look like they would in real life, or as close to you as you can get to real life in video games with, you know, current technology. But, yeah, this game is really promising, and I really do like this game. This game also has survival, which we'll be taking a look at in a moment, but we're just going to go over a few things first. So, there's a number of elements in this game that make it different to, say, StarMade. One is obviously the graphic style, is, you know, it tries to be as realistic as it can be. It'll still look somewhat voxel, you know, it always will sort of look quite blocky, it's just how these kind of games work. But you can still make some really beautiful creations on this, that's for sure. And I've had the music turned off for a long time, but the soundtrack on this is actually sounding pretty nice. I just thought I'd turn the soundtrack on for the video to give it a bit more, you know, a bit more atmosphere, and it actually is pretty nice. The sound design is also a lot better in late patches. If I just equip us a welder, a grinder, hand drill, and an automatic rifle. I'll go over what all this stuff does in the survival mode section of this video. But if we just go over to this ship and we weld in some plates, we'll see, you know, the sound design is a lot better than it was before. You know, they really worked on some of the sound designs in the latest patch, and this latest patch is a big one. It adds survival mode, the scenarios that you saw at the start, you know, it's a big patch with a lot of things happening. But yeah, here's the pre-made base. I think it says Easy Start 2 or something. And you can see it's pretty cool, you know, a nice way to start a game, but quite easy. So my survival world's a little trickier than this. I did one of the harder scenarios, just because, you know, I like the look of it. I'll tell you which one in a moment. So that gun sounds a bit better than it did in previous patches, I can tell you that much. So, let's take a look around this ship here. It's one of the pre-made ones. Oh, sorry about that. This game does this game quick saves. You can turn it off if you want to. I just have it on for, you know, safety reasons. This game is not a massive fan of alt-tabbing at the moment, so that's why I have it on, because I often alt-tab a lot to just change music up while I'm playing this game. And yeah. So, be careful of that. But if we get into a ship like this big one here, you can see how all the thrusters and engines work in conjunction with each other. The physics on this game are really nice. So if I can remember where the cockpit is on this ship, bridge. Must be around here somewhere. This game has pretty cool interiors too. There's not much decoration as of the moment, but it is alpha, so you can't really expect to have loads of decor inside the ship. And at the moment, I'm just trying to find the bridge with very little success. Smooth fail. Here we are. I knew I'd get there eventually. So, if we look here, we'll see that we have, we're flying this ship here. I don't think this ship is armed with any, oh no, it seems to be on interior turrets, but you can't actually use those from here. But if you look here, this is a very slow ship, but you see how all when I try to move the ship, the thrusters will function to move the actual thing, which I think is a really neat feature. And then when we need to decelerate, you'll see the frontal thrusters decelerating. And that's one of the unique things about this game. It's a lot more technical than, say, Minecraft or StarMade. There's conventions you have to use while playing this game. You can't just, you know, go, oh, I'm going to build a house. There's specific things you have to do when you're building a ship, such as you must have thrusters, and you must have a power plant core, and you must have a gyroscope or two. But yeah, I won't go over that now, because you'll pick that up if you decide to play this game. But that is all I have to show you on creative. Now we'll go on to survival and some of the more some of the survival elements of this game. So I will see you in a minute. So here we are in a creative game. As you can see, I'm in my ship's cockpit at the moment, and this is what I've made in survival mode so far. And it's a pretty neat little ship, very fast, deceptively fast actually. If you look here, right up to full speed. 104.6 appears to be the maximum speed you can go in this game at the moment. It may change, but it's perfectly fast enough to get from one place to another on this game. So, the main thing about survival is the fact that not everything is pre-made. You have to go and build it yourself. So, how you do that is you can either harvest elements of existing ships or stations in your scenario that you choose. So I started out with, I'm not sure we could see it from here, it's drifted quite a while since I started this scenario, that's for sure. There's a big red, one of those big red ships you saw, I crashed one of those. I've harvested most of the things off, well actually no, I've harvested a very small amount of the materials off that. But the other thing you can do is you can go and harvest materials from asteroids. So as you can see here, say I need some nickel, which I actually do in this case. I'm going to try and build some motors. We'll see, oh look, some nickel. And we will just park our ship up here, turn it all off, save all its power, we'll get out and we'll have a nice little float around up to where it said the nickel. Now that ship, worth noting, is equipped with an ore detector, which is that thingy down there, so it can detect the ores from a little way off, which is pretty useful. So we'll see, there's our nickel. Actually, no, there's our iron, it says there. With the nickel, there it is. So what you do is you just mine down. A lot of the time in materials on the surface, but in this case. And obviously you can also make mining ships, so this is a lot more efficient, but I'm not up to that stage of the scenario yet. So you'll see, now that I've mined down a bit, all these rocks are floating off. You can pick these up by pressing T. I've assigned to a macro, so that saves a lot of time. But just mine down here, notice these chunks of rock, they all bounce off. So, survival mode has been recently added in the latest patch, and it is a lot of fun actually. I've been on this the past few days just making that little ship there, which is a quite a nice ship. Also, I think this is a new feature. You can also customize the colors of your ship. You could always do that before, but although you could always customize the colors previously, you could not customize them to this extent. You just had, you know, presets. So yeah, that's a nice new feature of this patch. It may have existed before, I'm not sure, but to my knowledge it didn't. So back in our ship, what we can do is we can just chuck our nickel back, and if you look here, just take that back, oops, you'll see down in the bottom left corner it says volume. That's how much your character can carry. I can carry 1.2k of stuff. So if you put that nickel back and you go into the cockpit, oops, press the right button to go into the cockpit, turn everything on, and you go back to wherever your assembly line is. So mine is over there. So if we head back here, turn everything off once again. Let it fully stop before we turn it off. Okay. Then we head out, take our nickel we just harvested, and there we go. We need our uranium for the reactor. This game, you can't split stacks of things yet. Inventory is quite a is sort of a little placeholder at the moment. You can't split stacks, so that's why I have to take all my uranium, which is what powers your ships. Without uranium, your ships can't run. Uranium isn't hard to find, though. It's really isn't. I harvested all that in one short mining session. So, what we do is we put our nickel into the refinery. Actually, no, what we do first, my bad, is we put our uranium in the reactor. Now our gravity generator works. And we can just put our nickel in the refinery. And we'll start building nickel ingots. Once you have those nickel ingots, you'll see that you're able to build things using nickel. So I can build one of these reactors once enough has been processed. You'll be able to build one, but you'll notice I need some cobalt ingots as well. So this is a crafting mechanic of the game, so if you may have picked that up already. So where'd our little ship go? Quite easy to lose track of the ships, that's for sure. Oh, here it is. Without any energy, you'll see your ship can't run. It'll just sit there. The reactor's red, meaning it has no energy. If I try to move it or turn it or anything, it just wouldn't respond. Lights won't work. Inertial dampers. Nothing works without any power. Gravity doesn't work if there's a large ship that can boast gravity generators. So what we need to do is we need to take our cobalt ingots, because we need those for our to produce the motors that I need to work on for my factory platform kind of thing. So what we do, we chuck those into the assembler, and now you'll see our motors work. So now we just see how many of those we need. So we need 2 of those motors, so I have 2 of those motors, so I can just pick those up. And now we can go to the next stage in constructing our cockpit thing for this factory platform. And now I need computers, so I have some of those in storage. Just take those. So that, I won't bore you by finishing the entire thing, but that is basically the construction mechanics. You'll see more basic things such as these light armor slopes. You can also construct them just using steel plates. Not everything requires such a large amount of materials and all that. But I've decided just to keep these semi-constructed, so I think we'll call that way for a factory platform kind of thing, as with the catwalks. I just quite like it like that. So yeah, that is the survival aspect of this game. Also, I could take this escape pod kind of ship, and I could harvest that down. So, then I'd have some steel plates, and that would be good. Good stuff. I can harvest down this nuclear reactor what's left of it anyway. Slowly disassemble. And then you can just store whatever you've collected there. So stack those up. So you get the idea of how that works. You basically harvest the minerals that you need. You can obviously get everything you can get from harvesting these by mining. These are just iron, I think. Just process iron into steel plates, which you then process into. You then just place as blocks. If you see here, I can just. If I had some steel plates, let's just get a few of those. Just take a load of steel plates. Pick a better color. Just do grey or something. Place those there, and we could place that there, and so on. So that is that there's a survival aspect of this game, but now I'm going to show you some destruction assets going back to the creative mode. So I will see you. So here we are back in the creative world, and we're going to collide this red ship and this blue ship together. Now I think we know which one's going to come out on top because it's massive as the red ship, but nonetheless we're going to collide them anyway. So just turn the jetpack off, go into the door here, and try and find the bridge. I'm not the best at finding bridges. I think you can probably work that out for yourself. There we are. There's the entrance. So we just pop in here. Go into this little doorway. I have no idea where I'm going, just so you people know. Not the first clue. So I think we might have to just fly up here. Oh wow, I'm so good. Nope. This isn't even funny anymore. So let's skip forward to when I find the confidence to actually find where the bridge is at, and we will start doing things then. Okay, so now I've finally found the bridge. We're gonna slowly move this ship up to a place where we can collide with that red one. So this is another of the pre-made ships that you get at the start of every scenario. Well, not every scenario, a few of the scenarios. And you'll see we're coming in pretty quickly to this red ship, and all of a sudden, boom! You'll see the beautiful destruction that takes place. Now, if we just take a moment to stop here, and we head out, hopefully I can find the exit. We'll see that, oh dear, the front of the ship is missing. And that's one of the really cool things about this game, is the destruction. So we'll see here all the damage that has taken place because of the collision. All these pieces have deformed. If we wanted to, we could repair these pieces. Say our ship had taken a lot of damage, we could just repair these pieces. They would go back into place eventually. But some pieces have been destroyed. We couldn't completely repair everything. So that's one of the really cool things about the game, is the way the hull buckles and deforms as you crash into things. See that so a lot of damage has been done here. Not as much damage as I expected actually, but still, that's from that missile earlier. You'll see it's also sort of moulded a bit into a different shape. Although you could probably still fly this ship, no doubt it'd be a little slower because we took out some engines near the back. So, that about brings this game review to a close. Game showcase to a close, rather. Tell me what you think of this game. You'll notice that it's quite similar to StarMade in its basic concept. You know, space Minecraft, voxel, space kind of game. But it's probably got a lot less similarities with Minecraft than StarMade does. I personally think this game is a more is probably a more unique game than StarMade. I'm not taking anything away from StarMade, it's still a great game. But this game is, I mean, if you have a powerful computer, you're probably going to take this game over StarMade, but StarMade is a lot more accessible in terms of, you know, requirements. Here's just a random floating armor plate here. There we go, it's repaired. At least it's a repaired random floating armor plate. Also, you'll see here I can bump this. Like so. Slowly drift. So, yeah, this game is still an alpha. It has a few annoying things, such as when you bump a ship and you're building it, it can just drift off and you have to, you know, put a power core in, put thrusters in, put a gyroscope in just to stabilize it so you can keep working on it, which is a bit of an issue in survival, I can tell you that much. That happened to me a few times. But, yeah, all in all, really good game. And, a lot of fun to play, especially in survival. I think the survival in this game is going to be a very, well-liked feature. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one, guys.